morning, Olawuyi and Felix, Aloice, and this show, ArtFlakes. I know you're wondering. That's the last one. I can tell you.
Really? Yeah. This time.
I just told you welcome.
Yeah, you know what happened? Njala Nua means I'm hungry too. I'm not feeling because when I came this morning, it was I couldn't have enough food to take care of my stomach. So Njala Nua.
Okay, guys, this is ArtFlakes with Felix, and does not talk English. Don't worry about our visitor. By the way,
yeah.
Did you teach him any words about Uganda?
Of course, as I already promised, I promised that as a teacher who has been teaching language for some years, it took me not long after some days, last week I promised you that I gave him thorough drilling, and you can ask him now.
Okay.
I think he will be able to tell you some Ugandan words now.
Banange.
Chikati?
Meaning?
Chikati, hi, hello.
Good. Banange, tukunyaside.
Well, Oli Otia.
Thank you, okay, good.
Have you got that now?
No,
so you need to commend me.
He did not teach me. He did not teach me.
What happened?
I learned on my
when
own.
you give someone an assignment, is that not an indirect teaching? You challenge the person. The same thing I said last week is what he's dealing with today.
No, you did not teach me. I learned on my own. I've been learning Uganda for quite a while.
It's good to challenge.
The last time, sometimes you come around, you want to say things, and it just goes off like that. But today, I think I'm filled with the Uganda language. So, and I want to. I want to give it out as much as I have it in me. I'm filled with Uganda.
Okay. Now, last time with our first episode, we said we're going to talk about this lady called Monica. Just to give an action, Monica is, of course, a Ugandan short story writer.
Yeah.
And he's also an EC, born in 1979.
Yeah.
She's the first Ugandan to win the Kane Prize of African Writing with her story, Jambula Tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, there's this story that we want to talk about, The Strange Fruit. It's about the child soldiers in Gulu, in the northern Uganda. What is it about?
Yeah, if you check the write-up itself, what you see is that, in narrative writing, you cannot write ordinarily if you don't have the power of words, how to manipulate words. Like, for instance, let's look at one of the lines that I'm talking about that is a little bit literary. It says in one of the, I open my eyes. Before that, it says, I buried my face in my palm. I buried my face in my palm and closed my eyes tight. So you know that you can picture a kind of fear. I buried my face in my palm and closed my eyes tight. Anyway, before we go deeply into this, let's our guests, Mr. Abubakar, go deeply into the exploration of the story itself. All right, before we now explore the language in the story, strange fruits.
Yeah. I mean,
what is that strange? What is that? What is strange in the fruits?
Let's look at what is strange in the fruit. Let's talk about it. Beyond the issue of child soldiers, I think there's a lot of commentary run on the aspect of war in Uganda. Uganda has not had peace for a very long time, even with the change of government, the rebellion from all sides. So it's disturbing. I know right now you even have a musician who is also a parliamentarian, Bobby Wine, who has been antagonizing the government. He has become a gadfly to the government, a rabble rouser.
Yeah, you're right.
So wherever Operation Tribes, literature would also come into. So it's the story, Strange Fruit, documents the story of Sophie, who a Ugandan lady who from Kampala. She went to the rural area with her parents to spend some time, and it was during the time where they had this festival where the youths come out to dance in that night. So there she met Wanka, and she fell in love with Wanka. On the dance that night, they consummated their relationship. And from there, they went on to become husband and wife against the wishes of her parents, because her parents felt that she's too good to be to run a life in the village with the village champion. So by the time she got married to the village man, and they were living happily, they had their children. But what would come to disintegrate that family was the war that was happening. Some group of young boys who are not even maybe 12, 10, 11 came to the compound. Teenage boys came to the compound with wooden rifles and guns, and they brought the man out, and they forced him to join the rebellion army, and that was how he became a member. So he started fighting against the government because he was forced into the battle. So he was conscripted by force into the army, and when he joined them, he began fighting. At the point in time, the wife even felt maybe he wouldn't survive too long in the forest. But he managed to survive, and he rose to the rank of a commander in the rebellion army. Then at the point in time, the people that he was working with, that the ones below him under his command, gave out info to the government soldiers who came and attacked them, and they killed virtually all of them. But he managed to escape. He ran home to hide with his wife, and the soldiers came again to look for him at home. They discovered where he was hiding, and they beat him to nonsense. After beating him, they killed him and hung his body on the tree. And after that, they raped his wife in front of the daughter. It was a terrible and sad story. I could not. It was. It's a tragedy. It was sad. So the strange fruit we are talking about is the dead body of the husband hanging on the mango tree outside the compound.
Okay, so now he is now the strange fruit.
The strange fruit hanging like a fruit. You know, the dead body was killed and it was hung on the
tree.
So war brings destruction. It brings disharmony. It brings disintegration in the family system, and that was what happened in the story.
Tukusunyakide, welcome back again. Now, what to look for? We want to look at the styles of writing. Yes, sir. What do we have to say about that?
Yeah, if you look at story writing generally, what you'll find out is that at the initial stage of writing, there is a conventional style of writing.
Conventional,
We have the opening. At the opening level, you have the setting. You have to describe the setting. You describe the character. You identify the problem, and you can see this in the story itself. By the Strange Fruit by Monica. It says in the first one, it says, it's evening in my dream. The Kitgun sun has disappeared behind the hill. Dry leaves crash under my bare feet as I race among the year tree at the foot of Kidigu Hill, looking at Nwaka. Nwaka has been introduced from there. You can see the description of the trees, the setting like that. So burnt trees, strong and thorn bushes let me through their sheltered throng with a few scratches and cuts. The looming night falls. Now he's talking about the time. So generally speaking, when you are writing a story, at the opening level, you have your character, you have your setting, and you look at the time. When you talk about the setting, you have to also look at the atmosphere, the time of the events, the weather condition of the that event like that. Then you introduce your character. Then which has been done here. You can see that clearly written. When you move on, you're going to get to the level of development. You develop the story by introducing a character. Then after developing the story, that means that you're going to add some elements that will make the story to look more interesting. You still have the character, but you're going to have more characters introduced because you have to create the suspense from the beginning to the end of your story. After that, you go to complication. You have to complicate by adding more problems to the problem on ground. Initially, you had the problem of this marriage issue with the
Sophie and
Waka. So along the line, they added the problem by bringing him into the army, LRA, to fight. That's another extra thing about the life of the central character. So complication. At the same, you now reach the climax, which is the peak of tension in the story. Where can we find that? After they've killed all of them and he ran away to the wife. Imagine we just stop there. People will be thinking, will they go after him or not? When they got to the house, that got to the peak. You will be so, even if it will look like you are watching a movie. And as you're watching the movie, you want to know, and you'll be praying that the central character is not, that's not going to be the end. And they drag the person out, flog tortured
him till he
you know,
died.
until they kill. And they did not stop there.
They wanted to know. They wanted to give information on where their next point of attack would be.
Exactly.
Where they kept it, where they have their armory, but they refused to budge, and they kept beating him. And
So
the painful aspect is that the wife suffered so much, and she was raped as her husband was being killed.
that is the anticlimax part of the story. When you get to the climax, you move to the anticlimax. The anticlimax stage is when you are moving towards the end of the story. And that's where you resolve the problem and you get to denouement, which is the resolution.
Now, before we bring in
Yeah.
Mr. Abubakar, do you think some of the current writers lack such beautiful introductions to the story and how they climax it?
I think we've got in Africa, we've got more writers getting into unique style of writing.
So this is-
Instead of following the traditional style, this is the traditional method, right? More writers, literators or literary scholars have come up with different approaches you can use. But this is what we call the classical style of writing,
Classical style of writing.
which is used in this form of writing, you know. But in the modern time, we have other styles of writing, and we've got new writers coming up today
With their own
with
style.
their own style or with the modern style, which are far unique, you know. By the time we explore other countries, you get to understand what I'm talking about. Different styles used, which is not as classical as this one. What makes this one unique is the fact that it's modern, but with classical style of writing, recalling the past experience, you know, of the Ugandans, particularly the couples, the experience they face, including the ignorant child having her mother being raped in front of her. That's the most painful thing, you know.
Let me get in.
So they resolve that by ending it with
and I
strange
don't
fruit.
and I don't
The
know.
fruit you have on the tree, and which is strange. It's not possible. You have human being growing from the tree, you know. But that kind of thing you're even seeing will make you to shed tears when you see the way they dealt with the central character in the story.
True. Abubakar, what have you said about this?
Well, I think the story is a very sad one. It's a very sad one. Because you see, where you find the suspense the most is at the point where they began searching for him. They came peaceably enough and they met the wife sitting outside with the daughter, and they were asking her, where's your husband? Where's your husband? They kept asking her, and she said, no, my husband, I've not seen him. But meanwhile, the man is hiding in a hold at the dilapidated house, very close to theirs, just down the road, just beside their house there. And the soldiers, before you know, they went into the house and started scattering everything. The pots started flying out, the bed, everything was flying out, the radio. They ransacked the whole this thing. When they couldn't find him, then they looked at the house and saw, okay, maybe he must be there. Then they went in and after a brief struggle, they brought him out. They tortured him. You know, that moment of going and looking for everything, the suspense was heightened there.
Yeah.
And I was afraid for him. Would they find him? Would they not find him? And I was really hoping that they would not find him.
Yeah.
Like you're watching a movie.
That's
Yes,
the climax.
and they found him, and it was devastating what they did to him. Not just because they killed him, because the war was not his own making.
Yeah.
He was conscripted into the war
They
by
forced
force.
him, yeah.
And still now he has become the enemy of the government because
Yeah.
he rose to the rank of a commander in the
Yeah.
rebellion army. So it was but you know one thing about
Indoctrination.
one thing about the story is that first it is written in the media rex form.
Yeah.
You know, it started with the wife having a dream, then they were already married, and after the husband had been taken, she was dreaming, and in that dream she saw the husband, and you know, she was suddenly woke up, and the daughter was holding her. The daughter was one who woke her up because she saw that the mother was having nightmares over the disappearance of the husband, the way the husband was taken away. So she has been worried until that day when the husband come, and that moment of which should have been a moment of happiness and reunion for the family
Turned to
tragedy for them.
tragedy for them.
So it's not it's not, to me, it's a very sad tale, and I believe it should have won. I don't know what story, because if it didn't win, let me believe that there were better stories in 2004. That's why it didn't win compared to the one she later submitted, the Jambula tree. I think Jambula tree.
Yeah.
What she later Jambula fruit. Well, the one she later submitted and won the prize. I think the first one has more content and beauty than the second
Exactly.
story. The second story has not it doesn't have any.
The content is it shows us the real situation in the country.
Yes.
You know, the experience most of them even
And
are facing
how
in their Congo. up
how
to
it
today.
how it affects
Yeah.
how it affects women. How
Yeah,
the
women
how
in
war
particular.
women in particular.
But
Yeah.
don't you see it's just the full picture of the African continent, how people are doing their own stuff. There are some countries which are not even please. People are forced to get to war. As little as they are, rather than looking at some children even in Somali region, others in South Sudan, small children getting to war.
I think this is normal wherever you have war. There's always Yemen, same thing.
Yemen is happening.
If you remember Biafra war, children were involved in this kind of catastrophic situation.
And you know, women and children are always very
The
affected.
victims of war
They're always
women
very
and the
affected.
children. You know, that's why I pity them a lot. Domestic violence is not usually natural sometimes, but it comes gradually. You're looking at the societal issues that can complicate the thing for them. So they are weak. At the same time, the children too are weak. Those who are supposed to support them are also used as instruments of destruction because there are ways to resolve problems.
Of course.
Not always war. When you go for war, you destroy and you start all over again, and it takes time for you to get back to normal. It's an Akalo that
use young girls.
Young one.
I child soldiers in Gulu.
Yeah, child
Yeah, that is
soldiers.
Akelo.
But
That's Akelo.
they still use
Child soldiers
in this story here. They were the one that came to take away Waka, right?
Waka, yes, from the
They
house.
took him away. As young as they were, they could have that power because they had weapon to kill him, to eliminate him. For the sake of his
Family. He didn't struggle. He
had
followed
to move on
them
with
willingly,
to rescue his family.
and he joined.
And he joined them, and you know they will drug you, they put a lot of things. You become not yourself again.
When by the time he came back to see the wife, he was no longer the man. the
War
wife
is
used to know.
nothing other. There's nothing good in war.
It causes
Nothing good
disintegration,
can come out of the gun,
destruction.
the bullets. So it's very sad anyway.
It's sad.
So let's
It's
look
sad.
at the internal side
Yes.
of well, now I'm going to go into poetry of Timothy.
All right.
All right, because all these things revolve around the situation in Uganda.
In Uganda, it's
Timothy
so.
Wambusa.
Yeah. So Timothy Wambusa wrote a poem titled "A Taxi Driver on His Death." I'm just going to read. I'm going to read the lines out, and he's going to do the exploration of the contents. When with prophetic eyes I peer into the future, I see that I shall perish upon the road of this road, driving men that I do not know. This metallic monster that now I dictate, this docile elaborate house that in silence seems to simmer and strain, shall surely revolt some tempting day. Thus, I shall die, not that I care for any man's journey, nor for proprietor's gain, nor yet for love of my own. Not for this I do attempt the forbidden limits. For this defy the traffic man and the cold cell, risking everything for the little more. They shall say, I know who pick up my bones. Poor child. Another victim to the ruthless machine, concealing my blood under the metal. So this is a poem that we want to explore. If you're looking at it in this manner, you'll be looking at taxi driver driving recklessly, which is common everywhere. So I want to leave this analysis
Abubakar.
to Abubakar to explore the content.
All right,
Then we'll now go deeply into other parts.
All right, the taxi driver has to do with, he's talking about reckless driving. You drive recklessly, and at the end of the day, there's possibility of the accident happening. One day the vehicle there may be accident, and at the end of the day you lose your life. But what the taxi driver here doesn't understand is, he doesn't understand why he's even driving recklessly. It's not because of the money, not because of the people he's carrying. He doesn't know them. What is his business with them? He doesn't care about where they are going or how soon they get there. It's not his problem. But
Not
he's
even
just
because of the money is going to return to the owner of the car.
to the owner of the car. So you see, but why is he driving recklessly still? At the end of the day, now there's a prolepsis in the poem. It's the kind of foreshadowing. He's seeing into the future, making a prophecy of what will happen to him in the next future. But when you look at this poem critically, you don't only see a taxi. If you look at it very well, you see that there are underlayers of meaning. There's a meaning hidden under it that is not being explored. You know, it's not being mentioned here because I think the poet is writing in a political situation and he wants to code his message with words.
Yeah.
So when you say a taxi driver is dead, this taxi driver doesn't care about anything, and he says that driving men that I do not know. This metallic monster, the car, that are now dictates.
Yeah.
This docile horse, elaborate horse, that in silence seem to simmer and strain, shall surely revolt some tempted day. So if you look at the political background of Uganda and what the writer has been involved in himself, you see that it goes beyond the meaning of taxi driver here.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about.
That's
He's talking about politics, and you can also look at it in life, by life itself. Most times we do things that we don't understand why we're doing it, but we just keep pushing.
Yeah.
And that is man's fancy with power. A man holds on to power, he has achieved everything he wants to achieve. How many millions do you want that you've not taken?
Yeah.
You've gotten it. But still, you just want to remain there because of the sweetness of that thing.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is. The taxi driver is the politician.
An absolute power.
The vehicle is driving are the people. And at a point in time, one day they will turn against him and revolt. And I don't know, they will kill him. So when
not even they that will kill him, it is that love for that power that will kill him.
That will kill him. Then when he dies, he has become a victim of his own lust.
Poor chap, another victim of ruthless machines.
So when you look at it now, you see that it's an advice to those who have taken to clutching power, to embracing power as their own personal Lord and Savior. They've taken power to be the all in all. And they are not satisfied with it.
Little by little.
Yeah.
So if you look at the Uganda situation, for instance, you have Museveni there as the president. Felix, I think this is the fifth time he's contesting and winning the election. He's going for a system maybe. So you can see that love of power. Yes, and so you can see that he's the taxi driver we're talking about here.
Yeah,
he's the taxi driver.
We can refer to him as a taxi driver.
He's insisting on pushing,
holding on to
the steering
wheel. You know,
forgetting that one day and he's driving recklessly.
And he cared not about the passengers. He doesn't care about the passengers. He does not care about the country.
The country.
You know, what he's concerned about is just for him to...
Just flowing with the power.
Just addicted, you know. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupt absolutely. Even recently you heard that he even made his own son to become a major general.
These are the things he fought against. Against Idi Amin. And he's not implementing the same thing. You can see that in reality there is actually no sin. We just keep making pretense and saying if I get there I'll do better. But at the end of the day, you see they get there and they are not eager to leave. Look at the way he has destroyed the constitution of the country, and now he's going on his own to do whatever he wants to do.
I don't want us to get too much political and he's still the head of state and he has that power, okay? And so we have to respect him, first of all.
No, we are not. We are paying respect to him.
Being a president, let's not go that very deep. But let's go back to our
poetry. Let me tell you, in literature, we care not whether you are in power or you are not in power. What we're supposed to do, we do exploration of a text.
And I want to get something here. I want to get something here. We have not criticized his government.
Yeah.
We are only analyzing a literary text. That's what we've done.
Remember, this guy has a question. Let's continue.
We have only applied the text to the meta context situation. We are applying to outside condition.
Beyond what you have read in the
we are not. Museveni is not alone in this.
Yes.
Before Museveni, we've had the Zimbabwe man, Mugabe, who has perpetuated himself in power for long.
There's another person in South Sudan right now.
Yeah, the Sudan, not even
so
South
it is
Sudan.
not. It is not a Museveni thing. It's something that I said that I don't know what's wrong with us in Africa. So it's not. We are not saying, but don't say that alone. But in Russia, we have Putin there. Remember? And he has not given up yet.
Even in the UK, you are talking about the traditional rulership system too.
The Queen has been there for how many years?
The Queen has been there for many years. So
for over
not
60
Africa.
years now.
This is not the case of Africa.
So, but
is
it's
issue
just
of power
man's
and
love
being
for
drunk.
power.
Yeah?
Man's love for power.
Too
Man
drunk.
just loves to clutch
You know,
power.
that is just
Never
the
release
problem.
it.
It is not the African situation.
Out of place now.
What?
It's like, of course, we talked about the separation
Yeah.
by those who have and those who don't have.
Yeah.
Because once you have power, you want to just do it because I can do it, and no one will ask me why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is
The issue of, when you talk about reckless driving, reckless driving is there's no action without reaction. You know, what led to that is the fact that he doesn't even know the reason why he's doing that. Why? Because he's too attached to the sharing.
He's intoxicated with power.
Know? And when you look at most of the drivers today, looking at it from the physical structure perspective, you see that when people start driving, they just don't want anybody to block them on their way. They just want to get to their destination, whether they have an appointment or not. You know,
The poem calls for reflection,
not
just for the power holders, but for us as a people.
When you are holding something, you need to know why you are holding that thing.
Yes, and
Don't
what is
just
its purpose?
hold it and just be dragging
When
it anyhow.
in Bobby
You will
Wine's
mess up
song
with it.
about on freedom, he said it that you fought for these things,
Exactly.
and now you have become the symbol of the same thing you fought against.
Yeah.
Now,
What is the essence
if I
of
say
continue?
the poetic people,
Yeah.
you are activists who don't go on street but use a pen.
But we said the pen. Don't you know that the pen is mightier than the
It's
sword?
mightier than sword.
The pen is mightier than the sword. Where the words,
they
see,
are the worst activists.
where the words can reach,
So you can't say
a
the
sword
worst.
can
The
never go
best
there.
activist.
The best activists.
Very good. Usually
See,
the worst is negative. I'm not gonna take that
a
from
bullet,
I accept.
a bullet from a
Yeah.
gun has a certain distance where it can go and stop.
Yeah.
But a word can go around the world within a day and still come back, and it will still go around again. So that's the power of words. Don't joke with words. You don't joke with words. Words are very important.
Particularly
But
the
the problem is
managers
that
of words themselves.
those who are power drunk, they don't understand the words of the poem.
Exactly.
It is those who see it with the eye that know this is what the poem is talking about.
But look at, I want to ask a question. Why do these poetic people don't face the so-called driver and tell him or her this is the way things should be done? But instead, they tend to lie and pass it like that, because
You don't know.
sometimes you have drivers who are very busy.
Yeah.
They don't look at the paper.
You don't know the word. The one thing is poetry is that, see, so ever since the ancient days,
Yeah.
we had the king bars,
Yeah.
a palace poet who recites poems for the king. When the king come out, he would just keep singing his praises. We had those such in
The bards.
South Africa,
Bards.
and yes, they are called bards. And even Madiba, this former South African president, Nelson Mandela, has his own bard who sings his praises like that. So it was a cultural thing then. And this bard, the purpose of this bard was not just to praise you. When you are going wrong, he's there to also advise. But he will do it in a kind of song.
Yeah.
He will keep singing to your ears and say, "Oh, king, what you are doing is not good." But you will feel it as a song. But he's sending the message across to you.
Are you sure they can do that?
I've seen
To
several
advise
Okay,
cases.
let me give you a
Even-
clear
you know the
example.
Do you know what-
Let me give you
You know
a
the talking
very
drum?
clear
You know the talking
example. If you go to Senegal, we've had something of such like that. A songwriter, a musician, who became a minister. He was the one that even removed Abdullahi, something like that, before this Macky Sall, you know, because of the influence of his word. He was able to control the crowd. He never went for presidency. Even when they gave him this Minister of Culture, after some time he left it because that was not him. There's something applicable to Uganda, Bobby Wine. Bobby Wine, despite the fact that he's a parliamentarian,
This is an activist,
he
a musician.
did not stop. That
He's an activist, a
activism
musician,
still
a
came out
parliamentarian.
from him, you know. Yeah, and he
You
was
can't hide
able
what you
to.
are. You can't hide what you are.
This freedom music that he released recently was banned in the country because politicians understand the fact
content.
that
He was
content
hitting
of
them
words,
hard.
you know.
It was
And
hitting them
when
hard.
people keep listening to that
And they keep
every
playing,
day,
the revolution has
it's going
started.
to affect them.
It has- it will ignite a revolution.
It will
Now,
ignite
let me ask you,
revolution.
let me ask you guys. Do you think Africa we are ready for revolution?
What
we are
kind of
ready for change.
Is there a time for revolution?
No, I'm just asking.
No, is there a time for revolution?
I'm just asking.
See, let me tell you something,
Do you think
Felix.
drivers are ready right now for the change? And
Who are the drivers?
Let me tell you something. Nobody is prepared for a revolution. It comes like a conflagration. It comes like a fire. Just add petrol to it. People are already boiling.
Let me give you an example of a revolution.
And it just blew.
This recent Nigerian
Nobody prepares
election,
for it.
there was a revolution in one state. It's called Otoge revolution.
Otoge.
That is enough is enough. There's a family in Kwara State. That family have been ruling for the past like 50 years like that. Politically, they've been controlling that state. Recently, people were so tired and came up with that slogan. Somebody just came up with the slogan, Otoge. Enough is enough. We're tired. They eliminated the Senate president. The current Senate president is going back home. Despite his influence, he couldn't convince his people to vote for him. That is revolution. Okay. Revolution can come at any time.
And you don't mean you have to prepare for it.
You don't need to prepare.
You just need only somebody to start
and
it up.
You need somebody to trigger that.
Yes, that's what you need.
Bobby Wine doing
you only need somebody to trigger it
right
and
now.
fly. People are already boiling.
Don't you think there's another way of solving these issues in Africa?
What do you mean by revolution can be peaceful? That's why I asked you what type of revolution you are talking about.
Because what's happening right now
how did they remove the Senate president? There was no war, no bullets, nothing. They just used their thumb to eliminate him.
Major countries right now, they are using revolution, which is very harmful. People die.
No, it's harmful because those they wanted to eliminate used that rascal method. They used the military influence, their own maybe soldiers or militants.
Can I say because they are driving the metallic beast?
They have the control of the steering. The passenger behind can only strangle them from behind. You know, and when they do that, automatically there will be accidents. So I need you to understand that.
Okay, no problem. Now because of time, guys, I need a parting shot from first of all our senior Abubakar.
Well, what do I say now? I think we've said much here.
Yeah.
Ugandan
say something about Africa and about this because revolution, people still in that.
No, your definition of the revolution is flawed. Because
of course, I've already said
you are thinking of.
I'm trying to see.
No, you are thinking of revolution only in terms of violence.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of revolution in violence. There are peaceful revolutions that can take place. And once the people decide that this is the way we want to go, you can't shift them off that path anymore. That is what is happening in Africa. If there's anything like revolution here, most of the times I see the peaceful one more than the violent ones.
The violent ones.
The violent ones are just pockets
very minor
here and there. But majorly, Africa, there's an awakening in Africa. People are becoming conscientized.
Yes.
Conscientized.
You know.
Drop it there, sir. To you.
So, as we have said, we're going to close this, dear viewers. I think we've been able to do thorough exploration of what we can refer to as Ugandan literature. In the next episode, you're going to be seeing something far unique beyond this. I'm not going to tell you the country we're going to go into deeply, but watch out until then. This is CBA. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mutiu.
My pleasure.
And Mr.
Abubakar.
With a big name. That's how we leave it here, CBA. Thank you so much, guys. And once again, I've forgotten the name. How to say thank you in Uganda?
Let me remind you.
Yeah, as a student. As my very good student, you know.
Reading what?
He doesn't read.
Because of what you said now, I will not tell you anymore. I won't tell you anymore. Let's close it then. So guys, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Webale.
Webale.
See, just...